Hey folks, these are all the books that I've acquired since my birthday book haul. I got 24 new books since my last book haul, which was just after my birthday in October. Some of these were also for my birthday, I will explain. Some of them were, not many actually, only 2 were for Christmas and the others I've just acquired. So, let's delve straight in. First up we have 2 books that were from Carrie from Caring for Books. Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlyn Doughty and Lessons from Cats for Surviving Fascism by Stuart Brittlestar Reynolds. So these 2 were actually replacements. Was this one? I'm not redoing that thumbnail. Sorry, it wasn't this one. This is actually one of the ones that was a duplicate that Carrie sent me by accident. It just duplicated for some reason on the order, and she also sent me a book I already owned. So with her permission, I went to Waterstones and I returned those 2 and exchanged them for books that were a similar price and also that were on my wish list that I thought Carrie might get for me. And she approved of these. So it was actually Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs by Caitlyn Doughty and The New Age of Empire by Kehinde Andrews. And these 2 are both non-fiction books that I am very curious to pick up. This one is intended for children, which is what I've heard, but it was just in the regular non-section bit, and this is all silly questions that aren't actually that silly, that primarily children but also adults may have about death and about the process after you die, that Doughty, who is well known in the death industry, answers. And then this one, How Racism and Colonialism Still Rule the World. I feel like that is very self-explanatory and I'm looking forward to reading it. Then another duplicate, so my wonderful friend Hannah from The Bookworm's Feast got me The Full Moon Coffee Shop by my Mochizuki, which was also gotten for me by my boyfriend. So I was like, I don't want to waste your money, please, like, I'll return it so you can get the money back. And bless her, she instead took the return and then bought me The Woman in Black by Susan Hill. So thank you so much to both Carrie and to Hannah for dealing with duplication issues and being very kind about my birthday. I'm very grateful. This one is a classic. Arthur Kipps is summoned to attend the funeral of Mrs. Alice Drablow, the sole inheritant of Eelmarsh House, and he's a junior solicitor, and so he's there for that reason, but haunted. Then we have 2 books that were sent to me by the wonderful folks over at BookBreak. First up we have Why We Drink Too Much by Dr. Charles Knowles and Forget You Saw Her by Noelle W. Ihli. These are 2 very different books. This is a non-fiction about alcohol consumption in the UK and being an alcoholic. This is written by a surgeon who is an alcoholic in recovery now. And this one is the prequel to Ask for Andrea, which is a thriller I adored, and I loved this one just as much. They are fast-paced, engrossing, and have a fantastical horror twist that I really enjoy. Then I bought A Small Matter of Impending Catastrophe by Derek Landy. This is another book like The Haunted House of Hollow Hill that has an audiobook adaptation apparently, but it never appeared on my podcast app and I'm lazy. So I've only ever read this version, but I do plan to listen to it because oh my gosh, was the first one amazing. Then Caitlyn from Letters from Kinradi, I almost said the old one, gifted me an Unhaul of hers, and that is The Worlds of Tolkien. So this includes The Hobbit of Tolkien, A Dictionary of Tolkien, An Atlas of Tolkien, The Battles of Tolkien, The Heroes of Tolkien, and The Dark Powers of Tolkien, all written by David Day. This is a fantastic set. I've already read The Hobbits of Tolkien. I do plan to read all of them, obviously, and I'm very excited to get to this beautiful set. So now the only thing I don't own is The Hobbit, because my other half has a copy of The Silmarillion, which I refuse to read. Then Lives of Bitter Rain by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is a novella set in the City of Last Chances series. It has a better name, but that's the first book. I recently read the second book in this series and adored it. 5-star, one of my best books of the year. So I am very excited to read this little novella and slightly mad that I have to read the full book first. This is apparently set between books 2 and 3, but it's been published after book 3, so even though it's set in between the 2, I want to read book 3 first, because it's me. Then sent to me by the folks over at BookBreak is the 10th anniversary edition of Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is the space opera that I feel like Tchaikovsky is most well known for in his writing, and it was being republished and I was part of the blog tour for that. Thank you so much, BookBreak. I loved this book so much. This was a 4.5-star read. It was so good. I have discovered Tchaikovsky in 2025 and I'm so glad because so good. I'm already reading in January book 2 in the series. Obsessed. Then Philip Pullman finally released the 3rd book in the Book of Trust trilogy, The Rosefield. I would love to buddy read this with Eleanor, but I don't know if we're going to be able to. We buddy read at least the 2nd book. The Secret Commonwealth, if not the first one as well. We have been waiting for this for a very long time. I know other people have waited longer for other books, but I'm still very excited, okay? This is a prequel sequel series to the Golden Compass, Northern Lights, the whole His Dark Material series, and I am terrified of picking this up. It better be good. Then sent to me by the folks over at Baskerville is The Burning Library by Gilly MacMillan. I've read this, loved it. I've read most of these actually. 2 societies, one feminist and one patriarchal, but all of them entirely run by women, are trying to crack a code to find a secret book that they think will help them in their aims. And one woman is caught in the middle of this. She's recently got a PhD in deciphering old texts, and they both want her to join them and decipher the text and find it for them. Very interesting read. I was engrossed. Then Made Things by Adrian Tchaikovsky, another one that's sent to me by the wonderful folks over at BookBreak. This is Coppelia, but it isn't. Most people haven't heard of Coppelia. I love. I did it when I was a child in ballet, but this is following a young child, an older child actually, who their parents carved things. They've gotten some of that, but their parents were taken by the country and were put in prison, and she's never seen them again and never will. And there's these tiny homunculi, they're little creatures made out of metal and out of wood and out of paper and out of different materials, and they have sentience, and she can help craft them new bodies, and it's very good, it's very good. Then sent by a wonderful friend, I was gifted Children of Ruin by Adrian Tchaikovsky and Children of Memory by Adrian Tchaikovsky, books 2 and 3 in the series. I am so excited. I'm filming this in January. I am reading Children of Ruin because January, February and then March the 4th book comes out. I'm just saying, I need it, so I'm reading them. This is such a great space opera series. I have struggled with space operas in the past, and I seem to be really getting into them now, helped of course by Tchaikovsky's amazing writing. So, am I obsessed? Yes. Then I got a copy of The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna from Olivia Savannah. Thank you so much, from Olivia's Catastrophe. This is a historical fiction, what it's like to be a woman during the war when women's stories are too often forgotten and overlooked. And I don't read much historical fiction, but I will take feminist historical fiction. Then sent to me by BookBreak is Midnight on the Celestial by Julia Alexandra. This one, welcome aboard the Celestial. Relish in it all, but dear guest, do not leave your room after dark. So there's going to be murder and nonsense, and I am here for it. Ro can summon the spirits of the dead. Evander is capable of impossible acrobatic feats. When the Celestial sleeps, she has deadly nightmares. This just sounds right up my alley, and I'm very excited for it. This one comes out on the 5th of March 2026 in the UK, so I will probably be reading that in February. Then a book from my dad, just because he finished it and thought he'd send it my way. If you know me, you know why. And this is Eruption by James Patterson and Michael Crichton, the author of Jurassic Park. A once-in-a-century volcanic eruption is about to destroy the big island of Hawaii, but a decades-old military secret could turn the volcano into something even more terrifying. Now it's up to a handful of brave individuals to save the island and the entire world. So, I've never read anything by Crichton, I've not read Jurassic Park, but I'm very excited for this, and Patterson is a very quick read, so I'm looking forward to it. I love me a volcano. And then the final 2 books were from my wonderful partner for Christmas. They are the only Christmas books I got, and I am astounded. And my TBR is happy. So we have Letters from the Ginza Shihodo Stationery Shop by Kenji Ueda, translated by Emily Balestre. And we have The Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop by Takoya Asakura, translated by Yuka Maeno. I am very excited for both of these. If you couldn't tell if I butchered it very badly, these are both translated Japanese books and I'm excited for both of them. This one is an old stationery shop where they are helped with more than just their stationery needs. And in this one, guests confront their lingering sadness through stories. Both of them sound like perfection, to be quite honest with you, and I'm very excited to dive into them both. Those are the 24 books that I got in the end quarter of 2025. Thank you so much to everyone, publisher, friend, family, or myself, who sent me these. I am very excited to get to the ones that I haven't gotten to yet. There are a few that I still need to work on. I'm not including the one I'm halfway through. Give me that at least. You never know, I might have finished it by the time the video goes up. Okay, yeah, this is a bad stack. I was like, yeah, I've normally read more than I haven't. Nope. I mean, this one yellow one is in the red stack, but I need to read these, so wish me luck. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these, if I need to be pushed to read any of these ones that I haven't picked up yet. I'd love to hear your thoughts and actually get them pushed up on my TBR. Thank you so much for watching, folks, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!